definitely gonna have to pick up some early wickets. Maybe try and restrict them to nothing more than 150. So at least you think that 350, but it is a wearing wicket. It's going to be a challenge no matter what, as you said. So Trinidad and Tobago definitely find themselves against the wall.
Yeah, from now on to the end of the match, they'll find themselves with their backs against the wall. Two straight. It's going to run very close to the boundary. In fact, into the boundary for 4.
Shannon Gabriel not making much of an effort to save that one. It goes into the boundary quite easily. So that's 4 to Kirk McKenzie.
Well, one would have thought that Gabriel would have gotten that. Oh, there was only a matter of bending down to pick the ball up.
Position at first slip. Brian Charles second. Solid defense here by Kirk McKenzie. Standing tall on top of the bounce, just defending it out into the offside. Jason Mohammed walks in to retrieve. Energy levels a bit low on the outside here now. In the outfield, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force backs against the wall. That's a lifting delivery, taking the splice of the bat, and it's caught at gully. So the fall of the first wicket, Kirk McKenzie caught in gully of the bowling of Joshua James. What a start there for Joshua James.
Yeah, James again. It's a brutal delivery. And Trinidad and Tobago will be very happy with that. They've taken their first wicket.
Yeah, that's a great start indeed. That's exactly what they needed. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. 5 for 1. Joshua James steaming in from the northern end. And a short delivery rising on Kirk McKenzie and hitting the splice of the bat and looping to the man at gully there. And a simple catch taken. So that brings about the demise of Kirk McKenzie for 4. And coming in at number 3, the King, Brandon King.
Yep, King missed out in the first innings, so he would want to address that in the second innings, in the second SC.
Shannon Gabriel again. Oh, that's a close one. It's a big appeal and it's given. Leg before wicket. Finally for Shannon Gabriel. He delivers the goods for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. You can see the relief on the man. As we see the replay, this one hitting him directly in front of middle stump. It keeping low. And it would have cannoned into middle and leg. And the fall of the second wicket for the Scorpions. They are now 6 for 2 in the 4th over. And finally, Shannon Gabriel reaping his rewards for his wonderful spell in the first innings, but unable to get wickets. Now he's gotten 1. And it's a double failure here for Jonathan Campbell in this match. Jamaica Scorpions 6 for 2 in the 4th over. They lead by 207.
If we can get it again, and if our director Aidan can just slow the delivery action down for us. It's difficult to see from the back. The umpire's also seeing from the back. Well, I really didn't see it. He's in trouble! And he goes! Gabriel strikes again! The substitute fielder, good old Webster, takes the catch. And it's 6 for 3.
Yeah, that's a naughty shot by Jermaine Blackwood, but that's the way he plays. And his team were in trouble at 6 for 2. And now it's 6 for 3. That's going over the top and being caught at mid-on. Here we look at the replay. Trying to be ultra attacking and counter attack Shannon Gabriel, but Shannon Gabriel, as Vinod said, he's in the middle of an excellent spell. He was very unlucky in the first innings, and now he's reaping the rewards for the efforts that he's put in here today and yesterday, and has now taken 2 wickets in the space of a couple overs. The Scorpions are in trouble at 6 for 3. They lead by 207. But in the second innings, they're 6 for 3. Sheffield Glenn has done well since coming in. Brought a sense of calm and just keeping his eyes on the delivery, getting his feet moving, getting behind the line of it and defending it solidly. One ball remaining in the 6th over. It's 7 for 3. They lead by 208. 2 slip in play, a gully. Gabriel coming around the wicket and targeting the stumps. It's also a mid-on and a mid-wicket. He's looking for that straighter line.
Edged and dropped at gully. Gabriel can't believe it.
Those are the chances that the Red Force cannot allow to be grasped at this point in time.
Yeah, let's have a look at that again.
Red Force hasn't done well in the field. Also in the first innings they dropped about 4 chances. They've already dropped 1 in the second innings. They'll be disappointed. Coach Ibrahim Mohammed prides his team on fielding. We saw earlier today that he had them lots of catching drills being done. This one is driven stylishly through cover, and it will go all the way into the boundary for 4. That's Brandon King. That's vintage Brandon King.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Just leaning forward, driving it through the gap. Not a man move, not even a nuts man.
Yeah, Brandon King, typical shot from him. Seen a number of that. He's generally performs so very well in the CPL. He's now here for the Scorpions. Yeah, definitely noted in the regulations. Batting team has the option of requesting that the grass be cut. This one is short and cut magnificently there by Brandon King. And vintage shot there by Brandon King, cutting it through backward point and all the way down to the third man boundary for 4.
And no ball signal by umpire Raj Kumar as well, and Gabriel has struggled with no balls in this game. And it's probably the one thing that you can be a bit harsh on him on is the fact that he's bowled so many no balls. But that one racing to the boundary. And Brandon King, vintage Brandon King, he moves on to 19. In quick time, just 29 deliveries. We saw Mackenzie a lot slower in his approach in the first innings. But as the news from India, the Lucknow Super Giants just defeated the Mumbai Indians by 12 runs. Here comes James again. Full delivery, good looking shot, and that's going to be 4 runs. Diving Terrence Hines could not get a hand to it, and that is going to bring up the 50 for the Jamaica Scorpions. Let's have a look at that again. It was overpitched from James, and Brandon King, a classic cricket shot, and 4 runs to him.
Yeah, that's glorious from Brandon King. Very elegantly played. Attacking the stumps, you would think, with the variable bounce in play.
Driving, and that'll find its way into the boundary for 4. Short and wide. And he had enough time to latch on to that.
Yeah, just peeling off the outside edge of the bat and finding the gap. The man at third man was very square, so it went over the gully area and sped into the boundary for 4. So Brandon King continue to press on. He's on 32.
It's an important knock because he was able to help his captain to add some runs. This is a beautiful pickup shot, and that will run into the boundary now for 4.
Yeah, Brandon King on the pads and whipping it, using the wrists and whipping it over mid-wicket. That's glorious by Brandon King.
Yeah, that's a lovely shot. It was all timing.
Oh, just playing some lower division cricket in Trinidad, club cricket. Raghunanan Road Conquerors Sports Club.
Driving. And, of course, there's no one there. That's 4.
That's a really nice shot there by Javier Glenn. Finding the gap between backward point and the man at cover. Square driven. Finding the gap and all along the ground for 4. Class written all over that shot.
A real factor. Look at that, one of these bodies got him, is he? He's gone! The breakthrough has come through for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. Brian Charles gets Javier Glenn with one that kept a bit low. Let's have a look at it again.
As dead as a doorknob there. Delivery pitching outside the off stump. He was right back and might have taken off stump.
I think he's gone caught behind in the end. A bit of an inside edge. And
well, we wait to see. He looked very disappointed, so I thought it might have been like before. He's still confused. He has been
chasing 304 to win.
Good game. Edged, pass slip.
Some work for Kari Pay to do here. I don't think he's going to be able to stop that. And that is 4 more runs to the total. But Brian Charles won't mind that. It's off the outside edge. Went to ground. It was never going to be an easy chance for Kari Pay because it kept low. So
Carry's quick, but that is the ball, of course, the outfield is very, very fast indeed. We haven't really...
Kari Pay taking up the attack. He'll be bowling. It's a strong appeal and he's given first ball. Broadbands LBW to Kari Pay. That one keeping low, but it's wicket to wicket bowling. And striking Broadbands in front of middle and off. A simple decision there for Lyndon Rajkumar.
Well, even a plumber couldn't have gotten it plumber than that. Look at that. The worrying thing for Trinidad and Tobago is that the ball is keeping low as the price of oil at the moment. And that's 5 down. 99 for 5. Bradley Barnes is out.
Just the start that the Red Force would have wanted. Post T. It's very important that they try and pick up these 5 wickets as quickly as possible. They'll be hoping that they can create a collapse here of the Scorpions.
Holding Thomas going in now. Doesn't make sense that you just stand there and become a sitting duck, because there will be a ball with your name on it on a track like this that it's keeping low. Look at that. And not out, says Rajkumar. Let's have another look at that. Well,
Lots happening here quickly.
oh, it did get bat onto that.
Brandon King taking up strike now. This one given air and driven masterfully there by the King.
It's a lovely shot. He was allowed to take his hands through it. The levers were in operation there. Look at this. Bad delivery by Brian Charles. And he will learn quickly from Kari Pay at the other end. On a track where the ball is keeping low, you need to bowl wicket to wicket.
Yeah, a bit too much air and too much width on that occasion. Dispatched by King. This one he's guiding neatly down through third man, the vacant third man, and that's 4 more back-to-back boundaries here for Brandon King.
Yeah, they can't afford this, Trinidad and Tobago.
Brandon King starting very positively post T. The Jamaican Scorpions on the holistically have started very positively. Lots of stroke play, despite losing the wicket first ball in the session.
Getting too short, he can come back, play him off the back foot. End of the over. Carry play to continue from this end. It's 113 for 5.
One for 13 is 8 overs. So he's already realized that he does need to bowl straight turn. He has done that in the last few balls of the last over and in this one as well. And given a bit of room, and Brad Barnes, it's Brandon King going all the way. That's the maximum. That's a great shot here by Brandon King.
Yeah, once it's in the zone, he was able to push that left leg out. So playing that shot would have always been a safe option. So able to get it over the boundary for 6. So he's on 75 now, King.
Yeah, that's a great shot. A bit of room outside the off stump and clearing the front leg and just going with the angle into him over mid wicket. It's a great shot by Brandon King.
There is firm in the knowledge of that was going to turn back into him. So he was going with the tide.
So the wind has picked up again here at the BLCA. This is sweeping and sweeping beautifully all along the ground for 4. It's a great shot by Aldine Thomas as we welcome Liam.
Yeah, really good looking shot. It was outside off stump as well. So Aldine Thomas able to put it away. Not
definitely. I think what Brandon King will be looking at is his triple figures. Once he gets there, you'll probably see a lot more shots as Aldine Thomas continues to sweep. He's brought out the broom here today, and that's gone for 4.
Yeah, lovely from Aldine Thomas. It was poorly lined there from Payne.
Trying to make use of the variable bounce that's on the wicket. This one, oh, that's a close.
He's bowled him, and that is a big wicket for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. Not quite Brandon King, but they have gotten the big wicket of Thomas behind his back, and every spinner loves to see that. Every bowler loves to see that, in fact. A big breakthrough for the Red Force. 146 for 6. Thomas goes for 22. A well played 22. He's come in and he's just as Odin Smith did yesterday. He sparked some sort of life into this innings. So once you get a start, it's hard to get out. And Mansing cuts well. That's 4 runs, and that gets the lead past 350. In fact, it's on to 356 now.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. It was short, it was wide. He had the room and didn't just look to flash the blade, but he angled it quite nicely into the gap behind backward point. And yeah, 4-prong attack, piece attack that is. That's beautifully played there. Abhijay Mansing all along the ground, true cover for 4.
Yeah, Mansing has looked in amazing nick since yesterday and on day 1 where he scored a brilliant 67. And look at that overpitch from Charles, and really was a poor delivery in the end. Terence Hines could not get a hand to it.
Mansing using his feet a little and making sure that he reached it on the full and stroking it beautifully all along the ground for 4.
Vishan, do you think is this value in getting on a piece at this stage just to try something different?
Well, I looked at Joshua James a couple of minutes ago and he was warming up. I was hopeful that he would have come on, to be honest with you, because it's a lot of similarities that's happening here. And
Mansing seems to be a lot more comfortable as well. If James or Gabriel, I think Gabriel is not going to be a bad option either because of the way the wicket is behaving, especially from the end that Charles is bowling. That's where Gabriel was bowling earlier on, and with that ball keeping a bit low there, Gabriel could really become dangerous on a wicket like this.
yeah, and definitely take some time out of the game as well. The spinners are getting through the overs a bit quicker, and Trinidad will wouldn't mind slowing the pace of the game at this point in time. The Scorpions have extended their lead to 361. This one a bit fuller. Guided into the offside, he gets a single. That carries him on to double digits now for Abhijay Mansingh. He's coming with a very attacking mindset as well. Positive stroke play.
In comes Charles again. Edging gone! Brandon King has given away his hand there. He goes for 89. A good delivery from Charles. A simple catch for Carey Pay. And wicket number 7 for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. That one just holding its line a bit.
Yeah, that's beautifully bowled here by Brian Charles. That one didn't turn as much as Brandon King expected. And taking the outside edge very smartly taken at first slip. Low to his left. And that's a good wicket for the Red Force. The Jamaica Scorpions now 161 for 7. They lead by 362. They will be pressing for an outright victory after trailing on first innings.
Let's see how Odin Smith is going to approach Pay. An appeal for LBW and given by umpire Shannon Crawford. In fact, it's umpire Rajkumar. He switched ends and the Carey Pay picks up yet another wicket. He picks up his second. Odin Smith not costing them any extra runs from the drop catch. A close decision, gotta say. Might have just been hitting leg stump. Odin Smith will feel a bit unlucky there, but 162 for 8. Pay has 2, and the Red Force going back into this one.
Yeah, Odin Smith disappointed there. That one angling into him. It would have been a very close call whether it would have hit leg stump or not. He's disappointed. Carey Pay isn't. And that's the fall of the 8th wicket. Jamaica Scorpions, they lead by 363. The Red Force taking wickets in this session. Scorpions have come out with a lot more positive intent. So it has created more opportunities for them to take wickets.
An appeal. Carey Pay runs off in celebration and he picks up his third. Minley goes. And that was always going to be the danger of Mansingh giving Minley 3 balls to face at a bowler of the caliber of Carey Pay. He picks up a 3rd wicket here.
Yeah, that one, the arm ball just going on with the arm and striking Minley on middle stump and would have been canning in to middle and leg. So that's the end of Makino Minley. Jamaica Scorpions 172 for 9. They lead by 373.
He hit the back leg as well, so it was always going to be tough for Minley.
Yeah, just 1 wicket remaining. O.J. Shields will be the man taking the field. He'll be joining Abhijay Mansingh. 172. Is there a glimmer of hope for the Red Force? Still a lot of overs to be bowled in this game. 43 overs remain today. There's 90 overs left tomorrow. The wicket it's not an unplayable wicket. It is deteriorating. The bounce has become a bit up and down. So you do have to just be patient. Despite the conditions, the wearing wicket as O.J. Shields swipes and he's bowled down, castled. The fall of the final wicket. The final nail in the coffin for the Jamaica Scorpions. They are all out for 187 in their second innings.
Yep. Brian Charles picks up his 4th, and it was just a matter of time really with O.J. Shields. They know he's gonna play his shot, so Charles gets 4 at the end of the innings. 1-8-7. The Jamaica Scorpions have set a total here of 389 runs for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force to win, with just about 90 overs tomorrow, and then you've got, let's say, 40 overs today, -3 for the changeover. So they'll have about